Welcome to class number 6 of our basic course on air conditioning duct design. On the screen, the layout of an air conditioning duct system is shown. In the upper left part of the image, we can observe the outlet of the air conditioning unit, while on the right side, the air return grills are displayed. This means that there are openings through which the conditioned air exits to climatize the environment, and through the return openings, the air returns again to the air conditioning unit, which, in this case, corresponds to a packaged air conditioning unit. The link to access our duct course is in the description of this video. The image also clearly shows the duct system. The duct responsible for transporting the air to the supply openings is called the supply duct, while the duct through which the air returns to the unit is called the return duct. Both the supply duct and the return duct can, in turn, be divided into other ducts. In this class, we will focus specifically on the supply duct. Within the supply system, the longest duct is called the main duct or primary duct, and the shorter ducts that branch off from it and are adjacent to the main duct are known as secondary branches. Another fundamental concept we will use is velocity, which should not be confused with the term airflow. Airflow represents the amount of air transported through a duct that exits through a grill within a given time interval. Velocity, on the other hand, represents the distance that this airflow travels inside the duct in a given time. In other words, we have the concept of airflow, which can be expressed in CFM, cubic feet per minute, where 1 CFM is approximately equal to 1.699 meters cubed per hour, or directly in meters cubed per hour. We also have the concept of velocity, which can be measured in feet per minute or in meters per second within the International System of Units. Regarding duct distribution, it is important to clarify that the packaged air conditioning unit does not have the function of pressurizing the environment to which it supplies air, but only of conditioning it. However, it is necessary to have a certain pressure value so that the air leaving the unit can properly reach the grills. If sufficient pressure does not exist, the most distant grill, or the one with the greatest pressure losses, will remain without air supply. For this reason, the fan of the air conditioning unit must generate the necessary pressure to overcome system losses. You can enter this complete course in the description of this video. To simplify the analysis and avoid unnecessarily complicating the calculation, traditional pressure units are not used since very small values would be handled. Instead, special units used in this type of installation, such as inches of water column or millimeters of water column, and sometimes pascals. The approximate equivalence is that 1 inch of water column corresponds to about 0.04 psi, which is approximately equal to 249 pascals. In the graphic, we can also observe a damper, which is responsible for expelling part of the air from the system to allow air renewal. This means that a fraction of the airflow handled in the installation is expelled to the outside, and that same quantity is replaced by fresh air. Exhaust occurs at a specific point in the system, while renewal occurs at another, thus clearly defining both processes, exhaust and renewal. Now we begin to relate airflow with velocity. The way to relate these two magnitudes is through a fairly simple formula that establishes that airflow is equal to the cross-sectional area of the duct multiplied by the air velocity. In other words, airflow is the product of area and velocity. The value of velocity will depend largely on the type of duct and the application. As a general rule, velocities greater than 10 meters per second, approximately 1969 feet per minute, are considered high velocities. On the other hand, when the air velocity inside the duct is below 10 meters per second, that is below approximately 1969 feet per minute, it is considered a low velocity, this value being the limit between high and low velocities. For certain applications, it will be necessary to work with lower velocities. The disadvantage of using low velocities is that the area of the duct increases, which implies larger duct dimensions, generating possible physical installation inconveniences in the environment, in addition to increased costs. For this reason, it is generally sought to design with velocities lower than 10 meters per second, that is, less than approximately 1969 feet per minute, in order to avoid high noise levels. Access to our course is in the description of this video. To begin this class of the course, we will use a general rule that we will analyze in greater detail later. For now, we will indicate that to condition 1 ton of refrigeration, approximately equivalent to 12,000 BTUs per hour, or about 3.52 kilowatts, around 400 CFMs of air are required, which corresponds to approximately 680 meters cubed per hour. Next, we will develop a method applicable to short duct systems in which pressure does not represent a significant problem. In these systems, due to the reduced duct length, it is assumed that the fan has sufficient capacity to carry the air to all the grills. For this reason, this method does not take pressure into account and can be used both for short ducts and for pre-dimensioning. Suppose that grill number 1 must handle 2 tons of refrigeration, that is, approximately 24,000 BTUs per hour, or about 7.04 kilowatts, and that grill number 2 must handle 1 ton of refrigeration, equivalent to approximately 12,000 BTUs per hour, or about 3.52 kilowatts. To perform the calculation, first we set a design velocity. In this case, we select a velocity of 8 meters per second, which is approximately equal to 1,574 feet per minute, with the objective that the system be quiet. We know that for each ton of refrigeration, 400 CFMs are required, that is, approximately 680 meters cubed per hour. Since grill number 1 handles 2 tons, the airflow will be 800 CFMs, approximately 1,360 meters cubed per hour. Using the formula airflow equals area times velocity, we solve for area, obtaining that area equals airflow divided by velocity. In this way, we divide 800 cubic feet per minute by 1,574 feet per minute, which results in an approximate area of 0.508 square feet, equivalent to approximately 0.047 meters squared. For grill number 2, which handles 1 ton of refrigeration, the required airflow is 400 CFMs, approximately 680 meters cubed per hour. Applying the same formula, we divide 400 by 1574, obtaining an approximate area of 0.254 square feet, which corresponds to approximately 0.024 meters squared. Visit our duct course in the description of this video. Now we analyze the main duct, which is the duct directly connected to the air conditioning unit and transports the air corresponding to 3 tons of refrigeration, approximately equivalent to 36,000 BTUs per hour, or about 10.56 kilowatts. The total airflow in this duct will be 1,200 CFMs, approximately 2,040 meters cubed per hour. By dividing 1,200 by 1,574, we obtain an approximate area of 0.762 square feet, equivalent to approximately 0.071 meters squared. This method uses the same velocity for the entire duct system and does not consider pressure losses, since it is a short system in which it is assumed that the fan has sufficient pressure to carry the air to all the grills. After calculating the areas of all the supply ducts, the next step is to determine their dimensions. For this first class, we will assume that the cross-section of the ducts is square. To obtain the dimensions, it is sufficient to calculate the square root of the area. For the main duct, with an area of 0.762 square feet, the square root is approximately 0.872 feet,
equivalent to approximately 266 millimeters. This means that the duct dimensions would be 0.872 feet by 0.872 feet, that is, approximately 266 by 266 millimeters. For the duct feeding grill number 1, with an area of 0.508 square feet, the square root is approximately 0.71 feet, so its dimensions would be 0.71 feet by 0.71 feet, equivalent to approximately 216 by 216 millimeters. Finally, for the duct feeding grill number 2, with an area of 0.25 square feet, the square root is approximately 0.50 feet, which defines its final dimensions.